for us to know the truth about those that we labor among and those that, labor among us. It's time to know who we're really connected to. It's just so much to be said and so little time to say it. We need to know in this hour and in this season what the Spirit of the Lord is saying unto us in this hour and in this season. So, in this hour, what it is that God wants us to know, because He will warn us. He'll begin to show us everything that we need to see, everything that we need to know. And I'm telling you, people of God, it's very vital in this hour that we know. And then let me say this, some prophets are operating in the spirit of divination. They're telling people what they want to hear. They're telling people what they need to hear. And when I say what they need to hear, that's going to begin to tickle their emotions and their flesh. But a real prophet is going to begin to show you love, and that's give you what thus saith the Lord. Cry loud and spare not in this hour. A real prophet is not going to compromise with sin. A real prophet is going to tell you that you need to get that thing right. That God is not pleased with you shacking. God is not pleased with the way you're living, and then you're one to pray to Him. And that you say that you know Him and that you're serving Him. If that's the case, why can I still do that if it was okay? But it's not okay. So with that being said, just like I had to get it right, you got to get it right. Because God is a God of no respect of persons. He does give us the choice to want to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. The choice is ours. We can willfully turn ourselves over to Him and serve Him, or we can keep willfully sinning and serving the enemy. But just know that no man can serve two masters. We will love one and hate the other. So, those of you that are on other social media platforms performing your dark arts, you are not of, that's not of God. So let me say to you that you must begin to get out of your own way. In this hour that we're standing in our own way, even when God sending signs and sending warnings unto us, we must know. We must begin to get out of our own way, because the enemy will love to keep us staying in, a certain place, in that same place and not moving forward. And sometimes, there are so many young people that believe in witchcraft. Why? Because they don't believe in God. They don't see God moving or answering prayers. Some of them have prayed to God, but then they go the easy way and the easy route out, and they begin to go in the way of the fool, and that's go the way of the enemy, and that's doing what he want them to do. Some people go to get husbands, some people goes to get wives, some people goes to get girlfriends, some people goes to get boyfriends by way of going to the psychic. Some people go and have curses worked on people that they dislike, or people that have wronged them, or people that they have hung with, in times past, and even people that they hanging with now, going to have these things done to them. Why? Because of jealousy. I'm telling you, it's real, and you need to open your eyes about it. For God is showing you, showing the individual, or either a prophet. You best to believe God is showing them what they seeing and what they hearing, because God, people not going to just real prophets are not just going to say anything, and real prophets are not just released out of the chambers. You even got to watch, those that, that are leaders that's operating in charismatic witchcraft. Some people that's walking close to them as armor bearers, and some people that's walking close to them, just as lay members, or just, associates or friends. They don't have your best interest, but you think that they do. And, you just study, dealing with them day in and day out. I admonish you to hear the word of the Lord when God give a prophet, a word, a prophetic word for you. Whether you save or not, God still will send warning. You just have to take heed to the warning signs and not walk in denial. Some of you land with the enemy every night. People don't want to see you move forward in life. They don't want to see you have nothing. But if they know that you a go-getter, yeah, they going to stay right there and ride your coattail all the way out until you get tired of being sick and tired. But until you get tired of being sick and tired and not having what God really intended for you to have, and not having who God intended for you to have, you're going to stay in that stuck place. You're going to stay remaining the same. You going around the same mountain every day in and day out, looking for a different result. It ain't coming. So you just going to have to begin to get out your own way and allow God to be God in your life, and allow him to take control of your driver's seat. Allow him to get in the seat, and allow him to tell you where to go, when to go, where not to go, who to cut off and who to keep. He will do that because he loves us so much. So, if he didn't love us so much, he wouldn't be allowing us to know and see the things that we see that's of the enemy, where the enemy is coming in, even when he come in like a flood, when we're weighed down and bogged down with the cares of life. Come on, we got to cast all our cares up on him, for he cares for us. Every situation and circumstance, we got to give it to God. But if you got more people that's so interested in witchcraft, then I've never seen such before. I mean, some people actually get a high off of it, and just, enjoy it, getting that now feeling of knowing this man is not for me, but I'm gonna keep him anyway. You knowing that he ain't yours. You knowing that God wants to begin to get rid of, want you to get rid of them, but you study wanting to hold on. Guess what? Vengeance is God's, and he shall repay. However you feel like you want to get revenge, you better let it be God's. Because guess what? You trying to cast a curse and a spell on a person and individuals and their family, because it's something that you want, maybe materially, or maybe that you want physically, or that you want to see happen, and you're going by way of witchcraft to do it. Just know that God got somebody in the family. Everybody ain't dead, spiritually, to the things of the enemy. Everybody is not ignorant to Satan's devices. So with that being said, in this hour, you better be careful of how you beginning to do certain things concerning, certain individuals and their families. You want to take out the whole family. You want to be in control. No, get rid of your self-control and get some self-discipline. And again, allow God to show you what you are supposed to be doing. God want to use you, man. God want to use you, woman. I don't care who you are, where you are. Baby, you can be in Boston, Massachusetts. I don't care if you in Hawaii. You can be in Honolulu. You can be in New Mexico. You can be in Delaware. You can be in Arkansas. You can be in Louisiana, amongst all the witches and the warlocks. Let me tell you, there's a call on your life that you got to answer to, and that you got to give God a total yes to. It's your choice. God not going to make us serve him, but we got those that want to serve God. We got to begin to call a spade and a heart. And we got to begin to know, hey, there are some people that can see in the realm of the spirit. And I'm talking about those that believers of God, they can see. So let me just say to you today, if you know that God is showing you individuals that's playing in witchcraft or dealing witchcraft, however you want to say it, witchcraft is in their midst, you're not crazy. You seeing what you seeing. I don't care if the next person seeing and ain't in denial of it. That's on them, not you. You seeing what you seeing, and you knowing what you knowing, and you don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Stand on what you believe, and stand on what you see, and stand on what God say in this hour and in this season. If you got to walk alone, so be it. Walk alone. If they don't want to deal with you, guess what? So what? They don't want to deal with you. You just keep on obeying God. And I'm only speaking from experience. And I know that there's a lot of people and a lot of different family members that don't want to have anything to do with me. But guess what? I'm unbothered about that in this hour and in this season. If I see a person and know a person is playing in witchcraft, whether they be family or not family, I'm going to continue to stand on what I see and stand on what I say. I'm not just making this stuff up. I'm not just wanting to deal with this. It's God allowing me to know these things and to lift these things up in prayer, that your eyes will become open and that you will be enlightened to the tricks of the enemy. Because if he could take out the whole family, he will. The devil will take you farther than you want to go and keep you longer than you want to stay. So I'm telling you, with that being said on today, don't allow the enemy to try to trick you. You know, if you're seeing different things that God has showed you even in dreams, then hey, it is what it is. Don't wrestle with it. Just take it to God and say, Lord, what you want me to do with this? There's certain people that God have shown me that's playing in witchcraft and that wants to begin to take out the family, and he began to allow me to see these things, and I have to begin to stay in prayer. That's why I don't entangle myself with everything and everybody, but I want to connect to my destiny helpers and to those that God will assign, to work, with me and on behalf of me. I want to connect with those people, in God's timing. But all at the same time, I want to keep my heart in a pure place. Some of these things I've seen, God has allowed me to see myself in them, where I've become angry and I've become mad at the individual. Why? Because I see what they're doing and I see what they have done to certain ones in the family. But you just can't share everything with them. They just not going to believe it. So guess what? You got to keep doing what you know to do, and that's to pray. I got to keep praying. I got to keep praying and pushing, because it is what it is. I don't care what my past looked like. I just know that my future is greater than my past. And this is a part of the process that I got to go through and go to get to where I'm trying to go to. So with that being said, hey, if I got to keep learning so I can teach somebody else, so I can train somebody else, the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, I'm telling you, but the most major part to me is me not allowing my heart to become hard, because I know what these individuals are doing to the ones that I love. They can't see it. Why? Because they're walking close to them. And why? Because they are partners of them. I'm not going to hide nothing that God allows me to reveal in a timely manner in his timing. I just want to see the people that's practicing witchcraft set free. I want their mind to be renewed. And yes, they have come after me, but guess what? God is still sustaining me. God's still keeping me. He's still molding me and making me in the midst of it all. So I'm telling you, it's not that I don't love these individuals, but when they come after your family, and you knowing that they coming after your family and your family can't see it, then what else can you do besides step back, pull away, and allow God to begin to move in that area? But keep a pure heart. Even if they think you don't like them, even if they think you don't love them. Yeah, there may be some actions displayed or have been displayed toward the individuals, but the thing of it is, you're touching somebody I love. And that's just not an easy task. That's not just something that I want to sit back and watch. So this is why I stay the distance. This is why I pray like I pray. Because I want to see my family set free. When I say family, I'm not just talking about my immediate family. I'm talking about some God sisters and some God brothers that's tied up with women and tied up with men. That's playing in witchcraft and they can't see it. I even got uncles that's tied to people that's playing in witchcraft. You don't never have to speak to me or talk to me. But I'm going to tell the truth and I'm going to set the captives free. Why? Because that's what I've been assigned to do. Even with leaders that I love. If I know that God is disagreeing with something that a leader is doing, guess what? I'm going to pull back and I'm going to allow God to be God in their life. I'm going to keep them on the altar as long as God sees fit for me to pray for them. Am I praying for them every day? No, I am not. But I'm praying for them as the Holy Spirit lead and give me the unction to pray for them. Just like he give me to pray for others. But those that you love, you don't want to stand back and allow somebody to just cause havoc. But if they don't want to wake up, if they don't want to take heed down to what God is saying and what God is showing them, ain't nothing you can do but back up and let it be. Let the thing run its course. Because you done did everything that you know to do to the best of your ability. Now it's between them and God. Whomever it is. Whoever the individual is that God sent warning to. Let it be now between them and God. You've done your part. Now let God do his part. Because he said, vengeance is mine and he shall repay. So I step out the way. And I, on a daily basis, ask God to help me not to have a hard heart with these individuals that I know that are not right for certain ones in my family. Only thing I can do is pray and ask God that their eyes come open and be enlightened. Show them, God, what you're showing me. Show them, God, what you have given to me to give. Allow them to become open. Don't allow them to be foolish. Allow them to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying unto them in this hour and in this season. Because warning comes before destruction, and just destruction is just before fall. So on another note, it's out of my hands. And like I said, if I have to walk alone, it's all right with me. I want God to be pleased with me. I'm going to walk the straight and narrow. I done jumped off the road that leadeth to destruction, which is the wide road, that easy, fun road of sin. I don't want that road. So I'm going to do whatever it takes by any means necessary in this hour to do what God has called me to do. And I'm saying this to say to you today, you got to do the same thing. You got to apply pressure. You got to press into his presence. You got to begin to break the boundaries and the barriers of the enemy, because he don't want us to go no further than we can see. And God wants us to go beyond, to come beyond and go above that which we think, we can't have. So I'm telling you, in this hour and in this season, hear God about the witches and the warlocks. Know God is speaking to you. Don't let nobody tell you that devil ain't trying to stop and block you. And don't let nobody tell you, is what I was trying to say, that you're not hearing God. And I always say, as I motivate you, I'm motivating me too. I'm doing that I love to do, which I am called to do. I'm staying in my lane, and I'm going to work my lane. And the only way I drift off of my lane is I begin to get off focus, off track. It won't be because I'm in somebody's business. I don't roll like that. Never have and never will. It's not my place. But I will roll up beside you and roll with you to tell you what thus saith the Lord. Whether you receive it or reject it, it's not on me. It's on you. So I hope there's something that has been said on today in this video. I've never made a lengthy video, but I hope and pray that there's something that has been said out of this clip today that will begin to ignite your spirit, man, that will begin to push you forward, that will give you the confidence to know that you're not crazy, that will give you the confidence to know that you're hearing God, that will give you the confidence to keep on saying what God say, that will give you that will give you the confidence in yourself to the next level, to the next dimension in God. You know when someone is playing in witchcraft and when they're not. Begin to know in this hour those that labor among you. And as God releases, I will begin to come back and share more of that which about witches and warlocks. Because we are in a time and we are in a season that we're walking in denial. Somebody say, well, how can they have witchcraft on all the men? Baby, it's more than one person on all the African American men. Well, let me tell you something. There's generational curses before us, before my time. And there have been people that enhanced it that's in my time. Come on here. There are people that's right before our time. There's ancient that was seated. There's ancient that watered. There's ancient that yielded increase. Come on here. So I'm saying to you today, begin to hear God in this hour and in this season. And I know sometime I be all over the place, but I'm learning to realize when I get off course to get back on course. I'm learning that. Because the enemy will come in and he'll start trying to, penetrate the mind. And he'll try to make you lose your thoughts. If he can get your mind, people of God, he got you. Just know in this hour and in this season that God is showing you what you're seeing. And God is calling you to say what you're saying. You got to have confidence within that which you have been assigned to do in this hour and in this season. Now is the time for you to continue to go deeper in the things of God. It's time that we persevere and press in. And if we got to shut out everything